After reading No Longer Human and working on a video about it, I just wanted to clear my mind because that thing is, well, it really takes a toll on you. So I decided to check what's on YouTube and I saw Jacksepticeye playing a fascinating game. And he has titled it something like this game has something dark hidden in it or something like that. Then I went on Steam and checked it out, and well, I think this is actually one of the best adaptations of cosmic horror so far. There were influences from mostly the Call of Cthulhu and Dagon and the Shadow of Innsmouth, but this story had a lot unique going for it. In the beginning, the game feels like a fishing simulator or something like that. But as you progress, you uncover more and more about the world. The night time is when everything starts to become unhinged. Monsters just roaming around, clouds of madness, whirlwinds. I think whirlwinds also happen in the daytime, and rocks just appearing out of nowhere, and it just creates an amazing atmosphere. The music is incredible. The sound effects of even fishing are just amazing. When I mean, there's this thing where sometimes fish get mutated due to otherworldly influences, and when you are fishing them out, they just make a weird noise. And the designs of these mutated creatures are almost always impressive. There are tons of upgrades, and you have to, well, upgrade your boat so you can go to different places. You need to unlock different things, so as the game progresses you get to unlock new abilities. Well, they aren't actual abilities, well, they are just devices and things. The gameplay, it's just addictive, and the story of this game is just amazing. There are four major continents, and just traveling from one continent to another continent just feels like an actual voyage. It takes a while, and the game just looks amazing, by the way, so it doesn't really get boring. The main source of income for us in the game is fishing, but then later on we also get a mechanic to dredge out hidden treasures and shipwrecks and stuff like that. We start the game in Greater Marrow, and it has so many references to classical cosmic horror stories, but references alone don't really make an interesting game. For an example, games like Call of Cthulhu, I can't even think of other ones right now because they are so forgettable. The only good cosmic horror games are, well, this Dredge game. Then there's also World of Horror, which is not for everyone. I mean, some people find it a little boring and they don't like the system of the game, but I think it's amazing and the art is amazing. There's also Iron Lung, which is a very short game. It's entertaining. It has interesting mechanics, but I think Dredge does a better job at not only being a cosmic horror story, it also functions as a entertaining game. This is a great place for anyone who is interested in cosmic horror to start. And this also has a very interesting mechanic where you can sacrifice things to the great old ones and get interesting items. Well, yes, there's also a warlock guy who will give you magical things, but the more magical things you use, the faster your sanity degrades. And also, I like how the environment of Greater Morrow and The entire map actually are affected by the horrors. This world feels really lived in, and it's so expansive. The thing I have a problem with is the time mechanics, because it just time just flies by when you are fishing and stuff. It suddenly turns dark, and bef- even before we recognize it, and it leads to many unfortunate events. And there are also some fetch quests that I didn't particularly enjoy. I mean, there were quite a few fetch quests. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but the boat can only get hit like 4 times, and if it gets hit more than that, the game just ends. You know, gives us the sense of helplessness, because there are just gigantic, twisted monstrosities just going places, I guess, just doing their own things. uh, there's I don't want to spoil what exactly there are. There's a ton of unique and original creatures. I mean, sure, they are inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft and stuff. And I feel like the whole mechanic, the fact that we can't actually fight against the things that bump in the middle of the night is also, you can't really fight otherworldly horrors. So I can understand some people not being very interested in this, but that's a huge part of cosmic horror. You can't really fight something you can't even begin to comprehend. Cosmic horror is most often about how helpless and insignificant humanity is in the grand scale of things. This game does an amazing job at portraying it. I also like how the characters are named, like Fishmonger, the mayor, the traveling merchant, and they don't really get actual names. But that doesn't stop us from being attached to certain characters. Uh, yeah, and sometimes it is very tragic to see their downfall, and sometimes you just don't care, but all the time you are going to be on edge, because the way this game delivers scares, they remind me a lot of Sunless Sea and games like that. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of those games. They weren't bad. I just felt underwhelmed by them. That's all. So if you were planning on exposing yourself to otherworldly horrors, this is an amazing place to start. And I seriously recommend it. I mean, if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and stick around, because the next one is a very dark and depressing video. Thank you for watching.